Oh,
Hello.
what's
Welcome to
up?
Cool Ranch Corner, episode 39.
39.
39, dude.
Dang, dude. We're getting up there. I'm gonna start feeling old
Yeah.
soon.
So, anything new with you this week?
So I was spending the last like month moving out of my old apartment to my new one, and as of last weekend, I'm officially done. So I'm like, that this place is the only place that I'm at now, which is awesome. Don't have to deal with roaches anymore. Um, so yeah, that's my biggest life update right now. What about you?
I started outlining a screenplay that I've already got interest for, from my cinematographer, who also thinks that he knows the perfect producer for it. All I'll say is that it is military related. Um, and so it based off the budget that we have. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Some cars just like racing down the street right now. uh, Based off the budget, resources, personnel, and all that fun stuff. It seems like it's the perfect story to tell for my first film. It's very personal. It's inspired by like my own experiences. So, um, that's all I can say right now. But that's in progress, actively in development, and I'm really trying to get that into pre-production by the end of the year if possible. So that's gonna be what I'm working on for the next couple months is getting that script shoot ready. Um, and I went and saw Quiet Place Day One, so I'll talk about that in a little bit. And I'm going to see Horizon Part One, that Kevin Costner Western that he spent like half of his own money to make. So that'll be interesting. It's like 3 hours long, but I love westerns, man. I'm really stoked, and I'm meeting up with the writer of the vampire film that we did a concept film for. So hopefully, after I talk to him, we'll have a little update for you guys. But you guys gotta understand, because I literally get like comments and messages going like, "When's that coming out?" And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just an actor, bro. I don't have any like behind the scenes involvement with that besides just showing up, performing, and then like that's it. Call it a day, move on. Like hopefully I can show it to you guys soon. But um, they're I know they're trying to use that as their proof of concept to show they can make a feature film. Same story and everything. So it's a completely different ball game than anything else I've worked on. Yeah, hopefully I have an update next episode for you on that. I guess we can move on to into Patreon stuff because in 2 days, because we're recording this on Saturday, um, the Patreon is dropping on July 1st, and I've been working on it all week. I have a couple last minute touches to do on it, but it's linked up to our Discord. We got some work to do on the Discord though, for sure, because I want to start doing like a weekly gaming session on the weekend, where I hop in there. And I think until Call of Duty comes out, it's just gonna be Fortnite because that's easy, and I haven't played
Fortnite,
any Fortnite.
Fortnite.
So we got to get Chris in there to play some Fortnite with us. He's just gonna
Oh,
complain the whole time.
yeah. I don't know that game. I don't, like people will be like, "Oh man, oh this new season's awesome," and then like 2 weeks go by, they're like, "This new season sucks,
Yeah,
man. Let's go back to season one. Season one was so good." Oh, and I'm like, dude,
that's just
like
the gaming community as a
yeah,
whole.
but see, the thing is, it's like with like Call of Duty, for example, right? It's kind of like it makes sense because with all the microtransactions and stuff like that, like the game used to be very serious, and now it's like I'm shooting Nicki Minaj, and then she turns into like confetti, and
Yes,
I'm like,
it's
are you
like booty
serious?
bombing people.
Yeah, like it's like I don't get it, right? With Fortnite,
Cheech and
it's like
Chong are smoking it up now.
what I don't understand is like why don't they have like a mode for Fortnite? Because they have so many modes in that game. Why don't they have a mode where it's like the original season, like that kind of style, right? And then you have one where it's like let's all add all these crazy things, and then you have like those other modes where it's like you just do whatever you want, like that free build mode or whatever. I think that would probably
Yeah,
be a good idea, but I don't know.
I like zero build. That's all I play. I don't
Well,
like any
because
of
the
that
yeah
building
the
shit.
building stuff has always been so stupid. I've never understood it because it's like if you're building like for fun, Cool, but like with Fortnite, because people like, they've gotten so good at building, it's like the fights go on for so long, and it's just you building a house. Your house gets blown up, so you build another house, and then you do that for 5 minutes. And the only reason you lose is because the circle closed on you. Like, holy
Yeah.
crap, dude.
Don't Chris is just really scared of the sweats. That's what he
Oh,
really
okay.
like. That's why he has a nightlight.
It's not a nightlight, you bozo.
It's a nightlight, bro. That's what
it's
it's made for.
no. Well, you would think I'm scared of the dark. No, it's that I don't freaking fall when I'm going like in the middle of the
He's scared of
night.
the daytime. It's on during the
Yeah.
daytime.
Jesus Christ. No, it's mood lighting, bro.
Okay,
Relax.
yeah, just warm ass light.
Yeah.
um, but anyways, the Patreon. We will go over the tiers, or I will go over the tiers. Because there's 7 of them that each give you like pretty awesome benefits. I think they're pretty sick. So we'll go over those tiers next episode since the Patreon will be live. And I think because we're gonna be doing 24-hour early access to these episodes, they're gonna be going up on YouTube on Sundays now. So just an FYI, after this episode, you would definitely not be seeing them until like the afternoon on Sundays because Chris has a crazy work schedule. I don't even have a schedule. It's just like flying by the seat of my pants. So I'm really working with him based off when he can do it. But one of the other things I wanted to mention is my goal is to try and have a guest every 5 episodes. So like episode 40, episode 45. Like I'm gonna try and schedule guests on my end because Chris is already handling all the technical stuff. So the plan is next week, Genie Boy,
Yes,
my buddy
sir.
Ben Escobar should be on. He was a co-host of the podcast back in the day, and so it'll be fun to catch up with him. More on Ben later. But yeah, we're trying to make this podcast, exciting and unique, and have different things happening at different times and stuff. But I'm really liking the hour-long format. I think an hour is perfect.
Yeah.
I really do. And the clips, it's fun to find clips to pull, to put on like TikTok and stuff. And yeah, so get ready to join the Patreon July 1st for as little as $1. $1 gets you access to the Discord server and 24-hour early access to these episodes via the Patreon. So if you want to see these a day early before anybody else and be able to comment first, that's gonna be the way to do it. And then yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how the Patreon's embraced. I know we're gonna be having. I'm probably gonna have to issue some refunds because I'm reusing the old Patreon and it just charges people. So people are gonna be like, "Why did I get charged?" I'll be like, "I sent out a message, you didn't reply, and it doesn't let me just cancel. So I'll refund you, but you need to unsubscribe if you don't want to do it." But it's anywhere from $1 to $100 based on what kind of support you want to show. But more on that next week.
$100.
Let's move on. Let's move on into the big topic this week. Oh man, Doctor Disrespect. Even disrespected some people. Oof. Damn, bro. These are all allegations, by the way. Nothing has been proven by like actual evidence. It is technically all hearsay, but enough sources have come out now that it's like, I mean, it's pretty clear like some bad shit happened. And he's a scumbag, sadly to say, because dude, I was a fan of his for so long. We have to be really careful with our wording talking about this because it's a very sensitive topic. But basically, if you haven't heard, Dr. Disrespect is he was a really popular streamer who was famous for putting on this persona where he wore like, a mullet wig and sunglasses and a mustache and like a tack vest. And I mean, he's an entertainer, like it actually entertaining to watch. I thought his content kind of, I don't know, it wasn't the same after it changed from the Slick Daddy Club to the Champions Club,
Yeah.
honestly. But the reason why he changed it from the Slick Daddy Club to the Champions Club is because he cheated on his wife. And so I'm sure Slick Daddy wasn't really the smartest name to call your group anymore. And Slick Daddy, I think, is the name of his mustache. Mustache.
Oh, really?
I think that's where it comes from, yeah. But He cheated on his wife back in 2017, and that came out, I think 2019, 2020. He like broke character. I remember when that got posted, and I was like, I had just really gotten into like watching his stream like almost every day, and then that happened, and he disappeared for a while, and he came back as the Champions Club, and he got banned on Twitch, and nobody knew why, and he moved over to YouTube, and then now we just found out over the last like week and a half that and he admitted to this. This is where the smoking gun comes in. He admitted to it.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh, until I see evidence." It's like, bro, when somebody admits to something, that's basically evidence right
Well,
there.
yeah, and see, so he admitted to it, and then he edited the tweet that he used to admit it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that
So
it,
so what
yeah,
he
it,
admitted to, with careful wording is inappropriate messages with a minor. And it seemed like the way he worded his statement when he tweeted admitting to it was very, very careful and very shady about the way he went about it. Like Chris just said, you can edit your tweets like 5 times, and he ended up editing it like 3 times, I think. He basically posted it, then took out the word minor so that it said that he was having inappropriate messages with an individual, and then he put minor back in because everybody called him out on it, and yeah, it just made things look even worse.
yeah.
Then some former Twitch staff came out to like the Rolling Stone magazine and Bloomberg and basically confirmed, because everybody's big question was, did he know that the person he was talking to was a minor when he had these inappropriate messages with them? And it came out that he was basically told, hey, like this person is underage, and he said it ain't a problem, and just kept going. No, it doesn't get any worse than that. I mean, it does get worse than that, but I mean, regarding the situation, I feel like it couldn't have gotten any worse. Like
Yeah.
that's
So I remember like I'd always seen that clip of his last stream on Twitch, and like he looks at his phone, and then he just gets like really weird. Like he just
uncomfortable,
shuts
obviously
down pretty
uncomfortable.
much. Yeah. And like it's kind of hard to think about what would cause someone to do that, right? But when you're given that context, it's like, oh yeah, duh. Like
Yeah,
if you got caught on that on stream, you'd be like, oh my god, my heart's racing. I'm gonna like pass out. Let's just chill out for a bit here. And like someone was like, yeah, he's walking around in his game, like that sort of like aimless wandering that you do, where you're like, I'm
when you're
spending
not
my
really engaged in the game, you're
yeah,
really focused on what's going on in your head. Yeah,
yeah, and so it's like yeah, no, like that. It makes a lot more sense now. But the fact that he kind of was just like, yeah, it's whatever. Like I'm gonna keep doing it. That's like, well, allegedly, I don't know if it's actually true. Did he admit to doing that or no?
doing what?
To like they basically told him like, hey, like this person's underage, and then he was like,
He
okay,
didn't
and
admit to that. Like I said, he was very careful in his wording.
yeah. Well,
Basically
part of it's
say like,
also
I was not convicted, I did not do anything wrong, and it's like
there's
you're trying to control the narrative here.
there haven't been any receipts yet. Like I want to see.
They're not going to. It's if it's underage messages from a minor, it never gets released. Like that
I
that's just a thing, because
I
it's messed up to do that. You're
I'm
basically
saying
exposing somebody who was underage at the time.
I'm saying. So usually what'll happen is somebody comes out like the whole remember the whole
Oh,
thing
like
with
it'll get
Dream,
leaked?
either it gets leaked, or the person who was the victim in the situation is gonna like step up and be like, hey, like this is what happened, and then it goes from there, right? Because that's usually what ends up happening is the victim is like, hey, like that's what happened with the whole like Dream thing, which I don't know if any of that was ever true. It's a really weird situation, but like Dream is a YouTuber that got pretty big during the pandemic. But
Yeah. I
he's had some allegations against him, and usually people were like, "Oh, hey, here's him DMing me on Snapchat or Twitter or whatever." So it gets
another
weird.
yeah, another thing that made things even worse was somebody came out on Twitter and showed proof uh that she had messages with him, and they are graphic like I wouldn't say graphic as in like he sent pictures and stuff, but he
Explicit.
was he was saying some inappropriate stuff, explicit stuff. Yeah, I guess because this person was of age, but still, it just showed that like, yeah, no, like this guy's a fiend. Like this guy's like
Yeah,
it's I don't know, but the thing with the messages with the minor is confirmed to have happened in 2017, which is the same year and time frame that he cheated on his pregnant wife.
I will say the thing that's
So
that's messed up, but
he
um
was disrespecting them all
the
in
messages that
2017.
were with that adult, right?
Yeah,
So it wasn't just like oh hey let's just do stuff. It was like he was kind of like pressuring her into stuff. So it was like hey like if you do this like you'll get this in return. Like he was kind of like promising stuff, and then he just
yeah.
blocked them. So
It
like
was
that
yeah,
yeah, it's messed
and
up.
it she showed that it's his account. She's blocked, and the messages are still there because the messages don't disappear when somebody blocks you. And so she posted a video, and it showed another app too. I don't know what app it was. It might have been like WhatsApp or something, but it was showing that the conversation continued on a different messaging app. But basically, he was the idea was like in exchange for like dirty talking pictures. He was gonna help her get Twitch partner, but then
Yeah.
obviously like he got banned from Twitch. So and it was in the process of getting banned from Twitch. Like they were investigating stuff, and so like he was like, yeah, actually, I can't do anything for you, and then blocks her.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro,
Yeah,
it
it's
just
messed up,
I just
man.
and then YouTube, I believe YouTube removed his membership. Like he can't get membership on his
I
channel.
think he's been completely like demonetized. I think he's not even getting like
I think he still has a verified badge, but they said he's not partnered. So like he's not. I don't. I think he's done, bro. Unless he goes to Kick, which even if he
no,
did
he's
that,
not.
like I just.
What's funny is people were like, wasn't he getting like a $10 million deal? Like he was getting offered for a $10 million deal on Kick, and then he said no, he wants more, and now his whole career is just gone. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh,
It's. I mean, look, this guy he's rich. He's got 8 figures. He'll be fine when it comes to his financial situation for the rest of his life. But
yeah,
I really am curious to see because he really doubled down in his statement, said like, I don't care, I'm coming back. Like now I've got a weightlifted, which is just like, oh God,
yeah.
like
You know,
I don't
people are gonna mess with him though. I feel like that's the only way that goes down. I mean, like you know,
I
the
have to
whole
block a ton of keywords.
EDP, like that guy, he kept trying to return to all kinds of different social media platforms, and every single time people would just spam the crap out of the report button, or like
Yeah,
they would like find out where he's at or whatever.
yeah,
It got pretty bad. I mean, I remember one time somebody was like, "Hey, EDP just applied for a job here. Everyone call the place that he applied to and say that he's a weirdo," and yeah, so he wasn't even able to get like normal work. Like that guy was screwed. But
yeah. It's. I mean, now that the statements come out and there's been all this backlash, I wouldn't be surprised if he just doesn't come back. If I was in any kind of, I feel like anybody in his shoes would be like, after all the backlash, probably thinking like maybe this is time to just disappear, because I don't think you come back from that, and even if you do, it's never gonna be the same, and you're always gonna have trolls about it, and it's just it's I think it's gonna haunt him for the rest of his life, but yeah, it's really unfortunate because he was one of the people that inspired me to get into streaming. Um, I like Chris and I watched him back when like we both got into G Fuel because he was partnered with G Fuel, which he hasn't been partnered with them in a very long time. I made a video where I basically said like I can't support that anymore, and I threw away my Doc collector's box, and I threw away the book that I got that I never read. This
so
Doctor
I'm
Disrespect
gonna say
book he
this right
came out
now.
with.
I'm keeping the shaker, but I'm not gonna go and use it out in public. That's definitely more of like a hey, this is a cup. I'm gonna use it, but I'm not gonna
It
like.
wasn't like a nice looking cup. You can barely even see the logo on it. So
Yeah,
I
well,
get it. But I just threw away the whole damn box.
it's one of the earlier like collabs that G Fuel did, right? Like I feel like it's
Yeah.
because I mean that thing was like I want to say it was probably yeah like
It's the
7 years
first
ago.
collector's box I ever
It
got.
was back when we first started playing on PC.
Flavor was kind of ass though. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Yeah,
Black on
Black on
Blackberry is not for
Blackberry, yeah.
me.
Which
It's
that
gotten better
that
because they reskinned it and stuff. It's a little better, but
I
back then it was not for me. I
that's
was
the thing
like,
that
damn.
sucks about the fact that Doctor Disrespect did this is he was a funny dude. Like he had
Yeah.
some good memes, like the black on black thing. It's like black on black, greased up from head to tippy toe or whatever, like that crap. Like he's funny,
Yeah.
but he just had to do something stupid, and it's like, I granted, right? What happened is the whole thing with him cheating on his wife. It's like that year he went way too crazy, and then he got caught, and it's like, all right, dude, slow your roll, right? And I'm pretty sure he stopped, but like it
I
happened.
mean,
So
I don't know when these messages with that person we were
I
talking about
don't
that
know
showed
either.
evidence were from, but the thing that because when I posted the video, there was supporters of his that basically said like, "Who are you? Why do we care what you think? I'm still supporting him, this and that."
Yeah.
And my response to that was, okay, first of all, this is the things that we're seeing and hearing about are only the stuff he got caught doing. You don't know what else he's done or if he's done anything else, but you just have to assume that that's a possibility. And the other thing was this happened in 2017. And when he got banned from Twitch in 2020, his response was, I have no idea why. So he lied to your face for
Yeah.
4 years.
So
And you're gonna support the guy who lied to you?
that's
And it turned out to be this?
that's the thing that I'm confused on. So was he doing that because he was legally obligated not to? But I thought he was like, I thought it,
There's it's been expressed and made very clear by a lot of people, and some of them are like lawyers and stuff that I saw. They were like, even if there was an NDA, there is nothing in an NDA that stops you from denying something that's like illegal. Like if you're being
oh
accused of something illegal, there's nothing stopping you from denying it. And so the fact that he didn't deny it tells us that it's true.
yeah, and I guess it also probably he if he had ripped the band-aid off and been like, yeah, I did this, this is why I got banned, his career would have been over. So
All he
he
had
let
to
it, yeah.
do
What?
it all he had to do when he made that statement is go, I did not know the person I was talking to was this age at the time, and it was brought to me later and I stopped it. That's not what he said. And the way he
Yeah.
worded everything and said it, it's all very shady. And
Yeah,
I
I will say the way that tweet is worded is just very strange because he's like, did it kind of lean a little too
it,
inappropriate? Maybe. And I'm like, oh,
that is somebody
no.
trying to control their narrative, man. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. And I had a couple people, including my old editor, which if you're watching this, Kyle, I don't even know why you would be hung up on something like that. Um, basically what he was saying was like, oh, so I said that when he cheated on his wife, that was morally wrong, and this is morally wrong. And so like, why did I keep supporting him after he cheated on his wife? They're two completely different
Yeah.
things, man. If you
Yeah.
cheat on your wife, that is a domestic issue. That is something that happens in your household. That is something that you deal with your partner and your spouse. And I'm sorry to tell you, Kyle, but half the people you know have probably cheated on their partner or spouse. That's just how life is. Um, a lot, and people don't talk about it. It's one of those taboo things that people are like, it's happening behind closed doors, so I'm not going to talk about it. This is not a behind closed doors thing. This is out in the public, and not only that, it is a very nasty, dirty, illegal, gross thing. Like to get hung up on the morals of it in the first place. What I was saying was before, because I posted that video right after the statement came out. I had literally like just read it, and I'm like, okay, this is fucked. But I posted that video. Basically, what I had said was when I heard that it might have happened, it was like, okay, if this is true, and we don't know whether he knew they were underage or not, he was still doing something that was morally wrong, and that's the second time we found out this guy has moral issues. I can't support it. Whether there's moral issues and stuff, it doesn't even. I mean, it still matters, but it doesn't matter to the same extent that it does now that we know that he knew.
Yeah.
And like, it's just like, I don't know, man. I mean, I get maybe he was like getting hung up on the fact that I still supported him after he cheated on his wife. But like I said, those are just two completely different things,
Yeah,
man.
and when he came out about the whole thing of him cheating on his wife, it was like the way he went about it. It made it seem like, yeah, you know what, it was a
He
one
was
time
he
thing.
was there was remorse.
Yeah, and with this, it was like he knew, and clearly he does regret it, but it's also like
He
he.
regrets it because his life's falling apart, though. You know,
Oh, you're saying he regrets it for the wrong reason? Yeah, that's a good point.
his statement did not come off as somebody who regrets it. It came off as somebody who was like, "I'm not that person anymore. Let's move on." You know,
Yeah, that's fair.
there's just no like I said, like once it came out that it was this, and it was for sure that whether he knew or not, I could not support the morals of it anymore. And the morals, the moral level of cheating on your wife is down here, and with a minor, it's like practically maxed out to you're a piece of
So
shit leader.
here's what I'm wondering, right? So when he was saying he cheated on his wife, was it with the minor, or was it with someone who was?
Nobody, no, that is definitely not confirmed. It's possible, I guess, but I don't. From my understanding, he did not meet up with this minor.
Yeah,
It did
but
not go that far, but
so at
either
what
way,
point is it considered cheating? Because even if it's just exchanging inappropriate messages, that's still
that's
cheating
a
in my opinion.
whole different argument. That's a whole different argument. Like
Yeah,
what is cheating and what's not. Like that really is like, I mean, it's dude. I mean, it's gross, but there's couples out there who are like, it's fine as long as you ain't doing stuff in our house. Like they go to that extent. Like it really depends on the morals of the couple at that point, and that the moral aspect of it is relative to your beliefs and how you feel about the morals of relationships and situations like this, you know.
yeah, we could get into that discussion. I guess
Yeah. And
I'm not saying we're going to. I'm just saying like we could, but I could see how that could get very like rabbit hole y.
either way, yeah,
So
either way, I think it's pretty clear he's a piece of shit. If you still support him to the point where you're gonna tell me on social media that you don't care who I am, and you're ride or die for him, I think it's pretty safe to say at this point you are you
oh,
are dick riding an
weirdo.
you are dick riding an individual who is a piece of shit. Sorry,
Yeah,
like that's this. You're scum. I've heard people say to the extent that if you still support him, then you need to be investigated. I was
that's
like,
fair. That's fair. No, I like I said, I was telling you, Austin, I was like, I don't really, I never really watched him that much. Like, I remember I used to watch him back when we were first getting into like the Twitch stuff, but like, especially when he went to YouTube, I would like never watch him. I think I tuned into his stream once on YouTube just to see how many viewers he was getting, and I was like, ugh, this is lower than
yeah,
normal. This is weird.
yeah. No, when I
Um,
was in the Coast Guard, I would watch him like almost every day with my roommates. Man, it was. I mean, I would send donations with like jokes and try to get a reaction out of him, and sometimes he would. And it was just like, oh, that's so funny.
yeah,
But it's just, and looking back now, knowing what we know now, like it just all feels gross. Like
yeah.
I mean, like it sucks, and I mean, I'm sure there'll be more developments, and maybe somebody will leak messages, but I think we know enough now to know pretty clearly that
He's a
he's
weirdo.
not a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sucks, man. Sucks because I looked up to him for a long time. Um, Sometimes your heroes turn out to be the villain. Sucks, man. Moving on to something a little less Debbie. I mean, yeah, it's let's change the energy in here. Chris had the question topic. Are consoles worth buying anymore?
So
I think they are.
I watched a video recently where someone was kind of explaining um, Xbox is kind of shifting away from consoles, it seems like, because they're doing the whole thing where their exclusives are actually not exclusive anymore. Like you can play them on a PlayStation, right? And with like Call of Duty, for example, they're doing like if you buy the Game Pass, you can play Call of Duty.
Yeah,
And
day one.
honestly, it's like the only reason you would get a console at this point, in my opinion, is because you want to play like PlayStation exclusives, right? I think Xbox is getting out of the console market, and PlayStation is gonna be the only one that's really like left. like as far as the two giants. It'll have Nintendo, but Nintendo only exists because they won't let other platforms have their games. So it's like, I mean, if you're on PC, right? Like you have access to so much stuff. Sometimes they release PlayStation games on PC. If you really wanted to go too nerdy and just be like, I'm gonna be like super deep into this computer stuff, you could emulate Nintendo games, right? But it's like even
Allegedly.
well, I'm saying like
They come after people, man. I ain't skirting
you're
around that,
if you
man.
own the game legally, you are allowed to emulate it. Is my understanding. That's not legal advice, but that's my understanding of it. If you own the game, you are allowed to emulate it. Um,
Yeah.
but if if you look at like Microsoft's sort of attitude towards consoles, it seems like they're trying to move away from that. It makes me wonder, is it because consoles aren't
Yeah.
worth it anymore? So, but what makes you
So
say that they're worth it?
my main argument is if you don't have the time to deal with PC stuff, you work a normal 9 to 5 job, you just want to come home and play a video game, just turn it on, play it, turn it off. And the other thing that I tell people is if you're thinking about getting a PC or building a PC and you have less than like 1,000 to 1,500 to spend, just get an Xbox or a PlayStation 5, man. There's nothing wrong with just wanting to game with the boys and not have to really think about it and not have to deal with all the other stuff that comes with having a PC. But it's definitely two completely different experiences, having a PC or having a console. But I think if you're the average consumer, then having a console is totally worth it for $500. You're getting a
Yeah,
lot of value. I
but
mean,
so
they're making those consoles at a loss.
don't you have to pay for like Xbox Live and stuff like that?
Not if you want to just play single player shit.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about hopping on with the
Some people only play
boys.
single. No, nobody's going. Oh no, the new Elden Ring DLC. I don't have Xbox Live. I can't. You just play it, man.
Well, Elden Ring does have multiplayer in it.
Yeah, but did not ever. I don't see anybody playing Elden Ring multiplayer.
Well, no. So I haven't played it. I'll say that right now. I haven't played Elden Ring,
I
but
have.
um, the thing that they have in that game is like a somebody can like leave messages or I think you can like summon someone to help you fight a boss or something like that, or like to fight enemies. So it's there's certain things where it's like, hey, you know what? I'm struggling on this part of the game. Let me summon someone in, right? That's a nice feature to have. And I think it's stupid that if you're on a console, you have to pay for a live service when you're already paying for internet, right? Whereas if you're on PC, you just pay for your internet and you have access to multiplayer. That is such a stupid thing. It's a massive scam in my opinion because like what? You have internet. You're allowed to just connect to people. You can hop into like a Minecraft server, right? And all you need is like a 20 megabit internet connection. Then you're fine, right? Like that should be all it takes. But for some reason they're like, no, you have to have this network subscription. It's so dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Game Pass brings a lot of value to it for what you're paying. Like honestly, the Game Pass is pretty awesome,
But
man.
you can get that on PC still. That's the thing.
Yes, but you also have to drop more money to have a PC that's able to play most of the games on there.
I mean, at console level, not really, actually.
I think you have to drop at least $1,000, which is double what you're gonna pay for a console. Not That's not including tax. Like tax on a console is like $100. Tax on a PC is over $100. It's and not only that, like, dude, I mean, I've built a handful of PCs in my time with a lot of assistance from Chris, and building a PC has its own problems. Like, there's human error involved. I can see the appeal of wanting to just drop $600 and get the Game Pass and Xbox Live and just turn on your console, download the initial update, and then start gaming.
But
Like,
you can
there's,
buy a pre-built.
but pre-builds cost more.
Not necessarily. Well, I mean, it
Yeah, they
depends.
do.
Not
No, they
necessarily.
definitely.
If you
I think there's like a 30 to 50% markup on pre-builds.
it really depends. Like if you buy used parts and you build it yourself, obviously it's gonna be cheaper, right? But like a lot of the time, what it is they'll let's say it's like Dell or HP, right? Where they're such a big company that they already have deals with manufacturers of those components. So they basically go, hey, we're gonna buy like 5,000 of this GPU, right? And as a result, we're gonna get a discount on it. And they go, okay, so the MSRP for this GPU is $400, but because you guys are buying so many of them, we're actually gonna make you only pay 350 per unit, right? Well, cool. You save 50 bucks. That can go to paying the person who's building it, and
Talking about 350 bucks for one component that you need, by the way. We're
this
already in territory where
this
it's so
dude,
much more
I picked a
expensive.
random number. Come on, bro. What do you
That's
like?
a legit number.
It's a
That like
legit number for a
350
GPU.
bucks gets. That's a low end GPU too.
No, it's
Mid
not.
end.
It's
I'll
like
say
mid
that's a mid
tier.
end. I looked
It's
at GPUs yesterday because I was looking at getting a workstation PC made for film editing, and the GPUs were that I was looking at that were able to game and made for workstations were at least $1,000 each.
yeah, that's normal.
So that's on the high end, I would say, or close to the high
Well,
end. Like
and it
350 is going to get you something that's going to be outdated in 3 or 4 years.
I wouldn't even say
A
that.
console is supposed to last like 5 to 10 years, depending on when they decide to release a new one.
I don't know. And it's also like you say like, oh, it's outdated, but like look at the 1080 Ti, dude. That thing still runs like crazy. Like it's a beast. Like, and that thing's been out for like 10 years or more. It's been
Yeah,
out for a
but I
long
mean,
time.
yeah, it can't. It struggles to play a lot of the newer games, like Warzone and like the new Warzone, Cyberpunk. It struggles. I don't know about like Starfield or anything like super new that
But
came
once
out,
again,
but I just
you're talking about a GPU that came out like over 10 years ago.
I would say the consoles are on par with the 1080 Ti now, if not better.
The consoles are.
Performance wise, yeah.
I feel like we're gonna get into a technical discussion there, but I
You're
still
getting a terabyte of storage too, and you get a terabyte SSD for your PC. There's $100
I will say that's
just for
actually fair.
storage.
That's fair, yeah. Although I don't know. Once again, it's, you have to like look at prices and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, you also have to keep in mind, like I said, if you get a pre-built, usually what they'll do is they'll put like a smaller SSD as your boot drive, and then they'll give you a like a regular hard drive, and that thing could have like
Yeah.
a terabyte, and it'll
Yeah,
cost you
but hard
like
drives
six
are
hundred bucks.
slower. Now you're talking about your games loading slower than a console.
Oh
Those are
yeah,
SSDs now.
my Call of Duty's gonna load 2 seconds slower.
No,
Wait.
dude, I played Sea of Thieves with Theo like 2 days ago, and we loaded into the game at the same time.
Like a game on your hard drive compared to a game on a console? Is that what you're saying?
An online game, like this is like playing PUBG or something together. Like this is like
Yeah.
playing Warzone together. We loaded in at the exact same time, and he's playing on an Xbox Series X.
Oh,
So
you're
it's
saying. Well, I think it's on purpose, isn't it?
no. I was the host of the game. I definitely could have loaded in before him.
I don't know. I haven't played Sea of Thieves, so I don't know how they have you
I
loaded.
mean, it's an older game, but it's an open world. It's a pretty like
But like in a game like Warzone, everyone spawns at the same time, so that's why I'm like, does it matter for that?
no, I've played when I play Warzone with people, they'll be like, hang on, I'm playing on an Xbox Series X, I'm not loaded in yet. You
So
know, shit like that.
you just said something against consoles
Series
though.
S. But that's for Warzone. That's a specific game. That's like I'm saying that the games that you play together when you're playing on PC and console have different load times. Like you load into the world at different times depending on the performance that your console or PC has. And I'm saying when I was playing Sea of Thieves, which is a open world game that has, I would say, decent graphics because it is an older game, but it's still like a lot of textures and stuff. We loaded in at the same time.
Well, here's also another thing. Okay, so you're talking about paying 500 bucks for the console. You play multiplayer games, yada yada yada, right? Now you pay for Xbox Live or PSN, whatever, right?
$750. You can pretty much do anything with a console. You get it comes with a controller. You don't have to worry about buying a keyboard and a mouse because that's $150 right there if you get a decent one.
Yeah, if you buy a pre-built, it comes with a keyboard and mouse.
No, they do not. I got a
I,
pre-built nerd. That was an option, and when I clicked on it, it was like, oh, $200, and I'm like, fuck that. I'll just buy one from the store for half the price.
depends on what manufacturer you get it from. Because when we worked at Best Buy, like every single time you buy a pre-built, it came with a keyboard and mouse. They were the mushy, but they were keyboard and mouse that were included.
Yeah, Best Buy's different. Definitely different. But
Well,
Best Buy
because
also never really had great selections for pre-builts, in my opinion.
that's
Unless you ordered online.
yeah. If you order online, it'll be a better selection. But like you go in there, they have like iBuyPower and CyberPower and HP Omen. But like at least with the HP Omen, although I will say the HP Omen wasn't a huge fan of it, but at least it's a name that I recognize, right? So like somebody goes, hey, I need a PC. They've heard of HP, they've heard of Dell, right? They go, I'm gonna buy this PC. It comes with a keyboard and mouse. It's $600 or whatever, right? They only have to pay for internet. They don't have to pay for Xbox Live.
I think this is a good topic to carry over to Genie's episode, honestly.
That's fair. That's
Because
fair.
he does both. He every time I go over there, he's either gaming on his PlayStation or Xbox.
But this is the same guy who
Or
plays The Last of Us every like 2 days, bro.
but he plays Warzone and stuff. He plays stuff on PC that the PC is going to be better for. He games more than we do, is what I should say. He definitely games more than we do.
I feel like there's no way that's true.
I mean, he's beaten Elden Ring, Shakiro, Shadows Die Twice. Those are games that take hundreds of hours.
Did you
to
say
beat.
Shadows died?
Shakiro, whatever the name is.
Sekiro or whatever? Yeah.
Sekiro, yeah. But like those are games that I could never finish because
Dude, I have.
they're grindy.
I think I have like over 2,000 hours in Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Oh
This
man.
this guy's talking crap about consoles and he plays the same game for 2,000 hours that can be played on a console on Xbox you got mods on there now.
You have 2 gigabytes worth of mods that you can download on your game when you're on console for Fallout 4. Whereas on PC, I think I have like 50 gigs worth of mods.
Yeah, so the guy with 50 gigs of mods and 2,000 hours on Fallout 4 is the one arguing that consoles don't matter anymore.
They don't, dude. When you only
They do.
They-
Dude, they sell like crazy still, man. They sell like crazy still.
I would have to see numbers, but I feel like they're just not worth it. I genuinely feel they're not worth it.
I think you have a bias, 100%.
Well, sure, but I mean, like I remember playing on like both the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One, and I mean, like it was a nice experience because you just started it up, and then you put the disc in, or if you had a game downloaded,
How much
you
does
could
your
play it.
PC that you're using right now cost?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to look at the prices, bro. But like it costs.
Ballpark. What'd you pay for it?
I paid like 2 grand during the pandemic, dude. That's not a fair comparison at all.
All right, let's say it's 1,500. So you're talking about an experience that's at least double the price. A lot of people,
Yeah,
that's too much.
but mine's super high end, dude. This thing was meant for streaming. I have a 7800X 3D, which is like $500 on its own, or I think it was like 400. But
I think right now, if you want like a really good like mid-end PC that can pretty much handle anything that you want to do for the next 5 years, you got to drop at least 2 grand in today's
that is
prices.
such BS, dude. Okay,
A pre-built
you brought
to
up
get
the,
the
you
to
brought
get
up
out of the box experience like the Xbox, 100%.
You brought up the number of $750, and you can do whatever you want on the console. You could do the same
Mm-hmm.
thing with a PC, except you buy the hardware, it's ready to go, right? And you don't have to pay for that subscription. So you just pay that once, and then that computer will last as long as you want it to. Now, if you're like, oh, I want to play games at like the highest resolution and stuff like that, fine. You can get a new GPU, you can get a new CPU, whatever, right? But
Xbox, you can play in 4K already.
yeah, at like 30 FPS, which is what most GPUs can do anyways.
Dude, I know people are like, oh, I thought I could play Cyberpunk in 4K, but I only get 15 frames, so I had to play 1080p.
Yeah, what, the 1060?
And I feel like the 4K monitor almost costs as much as a TV, so that's like almost a direct comparison.
I think getting a 4K monitor is kind of stupid, but we won't get into that.
I think if you're an editor like me, it's not. I've actually been looking at them, but that's the other thing. Like PC, the one thing that it has going for it is that you can do different. You can do more than just game on it, which is pretty dope. But I think if your main objective is playing games, There is 100% nothing wrong with going for a console instead of going through all the trouble and hassle and decisions that it takes to get a PC and be happy with it.
I
And
I
like I
don't think
said,
there's anything wrong with it. I think it's just like I think
your question was, are consoles worth buying anymore? I'm saying 100% without a doubt, yes.
okay. We'll have to ask Genie and see what he says.
Yeah, and I think he'll say it's worth it. Depending on what you want to do. Like if you want to mod your game and do all that stuff, then PC's probably better for you. But most people probably don't want to do that. The average consumer who works a 9 to 5 probably doesn't want to do that.
I don't know. I genuinely feel like when I started working at Best Buy, like I heard more and more people coming in every day being like, I want a PC, I want a PC, I want a PC. And part of it's probably
And then they
because
see the price and they go, never
no,
mind.
no, people would buy them all the time, dude. Like I think when Linus Tech Tips started doing stuff, I don't know what it is about how he does his videos, but like it actually gets people to look at it and go, "Hey, this isn't that hard. I'm gonna buy a pre-built or I'll build one or whatever, right?" But like the amount of times people would come in and buy a console, it was pretty much even with how many times people come in to buy a PC, right? And granted, you don't have to buy a desktop. You could buy a laptop. People will buy laptops for gaming all the time. Are
I
they
think gaming laptops suck.
once again, I was
Personally,
going to say, do I think that
yeah.
they're worth it? No, I think gaming laptops are really bad, honestly, compared to a desktop. But if you're like, hey, I want something portable, right? You could do that, right?
Get a Steam Deck.
You could get a Steam Deck, but
Steam
that's
Deck's cheaper than a
not.
gaming
It's
laptop.
that's also it depends on what you want to do because Steam Deck is literally just games, and I think
Or
some games aren't even
or
supported.
you can do what I saw a lot of guys do in the military. They just lug around a console with them.
Well, that's what our brother-in-law did. He had one of those cases. I forgot what it was called, but it was a case where you would put your Xbox into it, and then there was like an HDMI cable that would plug into a screen. So you had this little case where you kind of had like a
Yeah.
portable Xbox. It was like an Xbox in laptop form. It was crazy.
Yeah, or you can get a gaming laptop where your hands sweat like you're in a sauna because the freaking PCs, the gaming laptops, the biggest issue I have with them besides performance, because the performance is always throttled. Um, like a 1080, what was it, a 3050 Ti, or what is made up number? I don't even know if that's a real thing. 3050 Ti in a laptop versus a 3050 Ti that you take out of a box and put in your PC tower, completely different performance.
I think for a 3050 Ti, it's not actually true, but for like a 3080, yeah, that's definitely true because those things pump out way too much heat for them to be
Well, they
stuck in
put
that
like a
temperature.
there's like a little like there's like a couple of letters or something else that they put after
Max
the,
Q.
yeah, something like that. Um, but we spent way too much time on this individual topic because it got heated. But we will address that with Genie 100%. And I'm telling you right now, he's gonna be like, oh yeah, consoles are great, man.
I don't know. He's gonna be like, oh, all I do
Let us
on
know in the
console is play
comments.
Last of Us. I don't
Let
know,
us know in
bro.
the comments. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
And
and then whichever
you
side
can play Last of
wins,
Us on PC
whichever
too.
side wins, one of us will buy. No, I'm saying one of us will buy it for a fan. Whoever
Oh
wins.
God, I'm not agreeing to that.
I'm not. I'm
Because you
not.
open that can of worms, and people are gonna expect you to buy shit for them. Uh,
Win PC.
Danny, can you buy me a
Can you buy
PC?
me a PC, please? No.
Danny, the PC you sent me is too cheap. I can't play
Oh,
Cyberpunk.
all I could do is play Minecraft.
I'm gonna
Oh
expose you.
man. Yeah.
I will brush over this topic real quick. I saw Quiet Place Day One yesterday. I was honestly impressed with it because it's much more of a blockbuster feeling film compared to the first two, but I thought the tension was still fantastic. So, if you're looking for a solid, honestly scary, intense-filled PG-13 movie, Quiet Place Day One, highly recommend it, especially if you've seen the first two and loved those. But going into our quick little ad break, starting next week, starting July 1st, you can support us directly through our Patreon. Once the Patreon's up, I will add that link to the comments. But otherwise, there is a link in the description or comments for my special link to the G Fuel Red, White, and Blue BOGO sale. So G Fuel is buy one get one free right now until July 5th at like 3 p.m. Eastern. It is the best time to get G Fuel if you've never tried it or you've tried it and you want to actually buy tubs. You basically get 80 servings for less than $1 a serving. Or I think if you get 80 servings for it's like less than it's somewhere around like 40 to 50 cents a serving if you get it during the BOGO.
Dang.
So get you some G Fuel, man. There's like 46 products to choose from. There's collector's boxes on there. You buy a collector's box, get a collector's box for free. Like
You can do that?
definitely check out that link if that's a part of the BOGO, which right now it is.
Dang.
There's some select collectors boxes, but it's mostly tubs. Um, if you are not sure what flavors to get, go check out some of my recent TikToks. I've given recommendations on there a lot recently. And then if you're looking to get something new that isn't a part of the BOGO, because usually when flavors drop, they don't include them in the BOGOs, or you're looking at some hydration flavors, use G Fuel code Danny D for 20% off. And then there are Danny Dorito shakers still in stock. That's another way to support us. Snag one of those. It's a shaker cup. It's got value to it. You can drink stuff out of it. Doesn't have to be G Fuel if you just want to support us. So get you some G Fuel, baby. I drink it every day. Chris and I are both huge fans of it, and I've been working with G Fuel for like 3 years now. So I love working with them. They're great. They've supported me, and so in turn support them. We got some news stories. I think both of these will be kind of quick because I don't want to get into politics. But the presidential debates happened, or debate. The first one happened.
Yeah.
I think there's another one in September. Um, you got any quick thoughts on that?
So the one thing that I've learned as far as debates go is whoever gets the clip wins, right? And holy crap, dude! I don't know if you saw that clip where Trump was like, he's like,
I don't know what he
I don't,
said.
yeah, that
Yeah,
clip.
I see it everywhere.
I think that's if he wins, that's why.
I think he played it so well too. He wasn't like, I have no idea what he said. Can you believe that? He's speaking gibberish. It was like, I have no idea what he said. I can't, like, I don't know what to say. Like,
Yeah,
it was almost like respectful. Like, I just don't know what he said.
yeah, and
Um,
honestly, I don't know. Like the first thing I heard when the debate started was like, oh God, like Biden looks really bad. Like he looks like he's not. He looks like he's sick. And then I heard, yeah, he had a cold apparently. So
apparently, yeah.
yeah,
But I mean, honestly, dude, I went back and looked at some old debates and interviews that he's done. He's always had those like stutters and like like he's always had those mannerisms when he speaks, man. I really think it's just them making an excuse.
I just don't get how
Um,
how they're saying like, oh, he needs to step down and someone else just takes place. It's like, dude, if someone takes his place, they're gonna have 4 months to get support. I don't know if it's gonna happen.
I think after watching that, my overall thoughts on this election are I really wish we had another choice, man. God damn, this sucks. I think that I think that it's going to be a very interesting election. I think we saw that both of them are just they're old. I think Trump showed that he's definitely a little peppier in his step and has more energy and is probably more physically and mentally fit. Um, but either way, man, like I wish we had somebody else to choose from. Like,
Yeah, dude, like
goddamn, this
someone like
sucks.
Jimmy Carter.
Oh God. But I mean, but like it was really sad seeing Biden like not even finish statements
Yeah,
or lose his train of thought
we
or
finally
stutter and clear his
beat
throat and
Medicare.
yeah, and like that is our president right now. That is the face of our country. That is our biggest decision maker, quote unquote. And
Yeah,
it's pretty embarrassing. And
I don't know.
I hope next election we have a better choice, somebody who's actually like right for president. But we'll see what happens with that. The other thing I want to touch on, which there's not a whole lot of details on this yet, but at the Red Rock Amphitheater in Morrison, Colorado, there is a major UFO sighting. Let me see if I can pull up some better information for you, Chris. But over a dozen people reported seeing like a giant disc.
I don't know.
UFO sighting,
I'm gonna say this right
Red
now.
Rock.
Every time there's been a UFO sighting in the past like year or two, it's been nothing. The most that we had was the
Okay.
Chinese spy balloons. That's it.
A dozen employees at Red Rock Amphitheater are claiming they saw a strange object light up the Colorado sky earlier this month. So this is one of the things where it was like being investigated and it just now came out, which anytime it's like that, I'm like, that was being investigated seriously. According to the National UFO Reporting Center, the observers said they work for Morrison, Colorado venue, described a dark metallic disc that appeared north of the amphitheater around 1 a.m. on June 5th. The object appeared to be several hundred feet long and hovered in place for 30 seconds before heading east at about 5 to 10 miles per hour and vanishing, according to a report the center posted. One of our coworkers suddenly said to us, "Hey, what is that over there? It looks like a spaceship." We all turned to look in the direction he was pointing, and sure enough, there was a UFO hovering. We all kept asking each other, "Are you seeing this too?" Um, the amphitheater employees said the large disc-shaped craft appeared to have 3 levels of windows, which I thought was an interesting detail. The worker said it seemed as large as a 3-story office building. While it remained completely silent throughout its appearance, the employee claimed that the object tipped at an angle and slowly headed east. Then it started fading away until it was invisible. It didn't shoot off into the distance, it simply dissolved into the ether. We all
Yeah,
watched it vanish. The workers said in the report that was not a plane. It wasn't a satellite, a drone, or anything like that. There was no mistaking this at all.
no pictures, no video.
There Colorado is there have been 3,320 UFO sightings reported in Colorado, according to the center. The Centennial State ranks as the 12th U.S. state with the most UFO reports.
I don't know. Like I said, every time I've heard about UFO stories over the past couple of years, it's been nothing.
I mean, I don't know.
I
Sorry, I thought you would have thought that was interesting.
I want to believe, but it's like I'm tired of hearing the same story over and over. Oh, we saw something, and then nothing happens every single time. Even the thing with the guy who went and testified to Congress, like what happened to that guy? I haven't heard anything from him in so
He was
long.
on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, like a year ago, and then
I don't know.
he
I
hasn't said
mean,
anything since. That's my problem. Is it's like stuff happens, they go, oh man, look at this, and then nothing happens afterwards. There's no follow up. It just stops.
anyways, over a dozen people said they
Show
saw
me the aliens, okay?
over a dozen people in Colorado said they saw this giant ass spaceship and it just like disappeared.
Yeah,
So that's cool.
triple
I
decker
find that
UFO.
fun and interesting to talk about. I guess Chris doesn't want me to bring up any topics like that anymore. All right.
Well, it's you can bring it up. Just make sure that
It's just
it's
fun to talk about.
nothing happened though. Like nothing's going on. We're
I think a
investigating
dozen
it.
people
Oh,
saying they
someone
saw
took a dump in
something-
my toilet. I'm gonna go
I
investigate
think a dozen
it.
people saying they saw something is a lot more interesting than one person saying, "Oh, I was
I
picking my
wanna
nose in
see
my backyard and I
video.
saw
I
something in
wanna-
the sky and then it was gone."
If it was here's video, let's look at it, right? I'd be like, all right, cool. But like they had that thing, what was it in Vegas or whatever, where like they found.
Yeah,
and
we are not getting into that. That's a
yeah,
whole nother
that
thing.
was so stupid, dude. Like,
They claim their phones were confiscated and stuff, so who knows? But I definitely think that it was blown out of proportion for attention.
yeah.
But there is those videos of like a freaking meteor, like right before it happened. So there's that. But I don't know if you can hear the dog barking. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought that was confirmed that it was like from a couple days before that or something like that, or like a week before that.
That was one specific video because there was multiple videos, and one of them was like super shitty looking, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that neighbor just like decided, oh yeah, I got something too," and it turned out it was like super old.
Oh,
Like some guy was trying to get in on the attention, and they were like, "Dude, you're bullshitting."
that's funny.
And a police officer like put in a report that he saw it, so we have that for what it's worth. Moving on though, because we got to wrap up this episode. We're coming up on an hour. Again, next week's episode might be a little chaotic because we haven't had a guest in a while. But my buddy Ben Escobar, who I directed Poi Loco with, he honestly like he allowed me to make that film without the experience that I would have needed to execute that confidently. So Ben is a ride or die for that one. He really helped me not waste $30,000 on a thing that I didn't even know if it was going to work out because it was like my film school. So, but But anyways, when I met him, I knew him as Genie Boy. He was a streamer. He made hilarious Warzone clips, and he's a filmmaker, like a genuine filmmaker who's like doing shit. And he's one of my best friends. And Chris gets along with him really well too
Hmm.
because they're both very picky eaters. They both don't like to dip their chicken tenders in sauce.
I
Uh,
didn't know that he doesn't like to do that.
You guys had there was like a whole debacle about that back in the day. We'll talk about that in the next
Oh
episode. All
man.
right, we're gonna because I've the last couple times I went to LA, I was like, damn, like he's really like expanded his palate. He was eating like
Sashimi.
sashimi and stuff. Yeah, which if you've ever had sushi, sashimi is just like fish on rice. Like there's like not really like any like toppings added to it. But anyways, next week's gonna be a blast, guys. Get ready for that one. And again, I'm hoping every like 5 episodes we can have a guest on. I really want to get Ben Jamins on, Zusi, like
Oh, Ben
yeah,
Jamins would be insane,
yeah.
dude.
Have you
Yeah.
met Ben Jamins? Have you met him?
I haven't like formally met him. Like I've been on his stream a couple times, like where we were just kind of like doing stuff, but like we haven't like sat. It was just like never a one on one thing or
He
anything like
definitely
that.
knows the views, so that'll
Yeah.
be fun to have you guys actually meet like that. But to wrap this episode up, we have our movie and TV show recommendations of the week. Chris, do you want to go first?
Go watch Office Space. It's kind of an older movie, but holy crap, that movie holds up.
Yeah, it's great.
It's very much about like the the I guess monotony of working a 9 to 5 and being in a cubicle all day and how it's like
Being a
you're
cog in the
it's
machine. Yeah.
really like it's a great commentary on that and it's just funny. It's a funny movie.
Did you
So
know that there's actually a sequel to that movie?
I did not
It's got Jason Bateman in it. It's called Extract.
extract like
Extract, yeah. Which I've seen part of it, and it starts out with like his wife cheating on him. It's like really sad. But it's also very good. I've seen it
is it
a long time ago.
same director or no?
I believe so.
I will check it out.
It's supposed to be, yeah, it's supposed to be like loosely connected or something. Just didn't get the same hype for some reason. And then my recommendations are go see the Bike Riders. They just announced that it's going to be on digital like July 9th, which to me is just I don't know why they're doing these digital releases so quick. I think it's shooting themselves in the foot. I think a movie should be in theaters for like I think the minimum should be 3 months before it goes on digital. Like we need like a more exclusive theatrical window, so they have like the opportunity to actually make some good money. Because the Bike Riders deserves to make good money. And I think Variety listed it as their #1 movie of the year so far, which to me is like crazy. Like the Bike Riders is great. So go support that in theaters while you still can. It's got such a great cast. I can't speak highly of it enough. Seriously, go support that film. And then The Bear season 3 just dropped, which Chris, you need to watch that damn show if you haven't. It's so I'm telling you right now, man. It doesn't matter who you are, what you're into. That show is phenomenal, and I haven't met a single person who didn't at least like enjoy it a little. It is just a
I think mom and dad really liked
it's a
it,
top
right?
tier show. Everybody I know like that watches it really enjoys it.
Mm.
Season 3 just dropped all the episodes. I'm on like episode 5, and so far it's been
Well, is it on
more
Netflix?
greatness. Hulu or Disney Plus.
Hulu or Disney Plus? Okay, I have Hulu, so I can watch it there.
Yeah, dude, and the episodes are like a half hour long each. You just fly through it. It's so good. It is what it and if you like Pollo Loco, I for some reason I don't know what it is, but I see when I watch that show, I'm like, this reminds me of how I did Pollo Loco. It's a lot of close ups, the editing. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who are the inspirations that Geller drew inspiration from for Pollo Loco's score, do a lot of the music for it, or a lot of their songs are in it. So it has some similar atmosphere and tones that Pollo Loco had, even when it comes to like editing and cinematography and style and stuff. So you could definitely see why I like it if you go watch it if you've seen Pollo Loco. So and if you haven't seen Pollo Loco, go watch The Bear and you can see what kind of style I like because I think the first episode of season 3 might be my favorite episode in the whole show. It was crazy, just a masterpiece. So go check out that stuff. We're gonna wrap it up here. Danny Dorito 23 on everything. If you want real time updates on personal stuff, whatever's going on, or you wanna get in contact with me directly, tweet at me, whatever it's called now. And buy some G Fuel. There's lots of good deals going on right now. You can use code DannyD and get ready to join the Patreon July 1st for as little as $1. All right, we appreciate your guys' support immensely, and I'm happy we're doing this podcast again, man. It feels like we're getting into a groove and it's fun. I genuinely enjoy these conversations, and see you next episode.
I'm going back to bed.
I'm going to see Horizon, 3-hour Western. Peace.